happened in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire in July, once again, of 1944. 44 nations, including the United States, came to this location to plot the economic recovery of Europe after World War II. We had just landed on the beaches of Normandy. The victory was not won at that point, but what they wanted to do is make sure that they did not create an environment where they would allow Europe not to be rebuilt, as well as creating a funding mechanism to be able to infuse capital back into Europe after the fact. So this is where the friendly Battle of Bretton Woods, you could actually say that, what we would define as the UN Security Council, as we know it, sat around Caroline Stickney's dining room table. This used to be in the princess room. Used to have leaves that sit 50 people on. These are the original chairs as well, and signed off on the Bretton Woods papers. Well, it's good. At least we didn't walk in, there wasn't a pizza and a beer on you. Believe me, that happens sometimes. And they say, why did they choose this location? Obviously, we kind of talked a little bit about it. There's other grand hotels that were here in the area that could take the overflow from the major delegates. The rail capacity, the lift capacity to actually get delegates to this location so they could port in New York, Boston, or even Montreal and get to this location. The other reason was obviously it is a secure environment. Even to this day, we're surrounded by almost 800,000 acres of White Mountain National Forest. And even that Grand Curtain behind us, Mount Washington, allowed it so capital ships couldn't come up to the coast of Maine and lob shells over here. Even to this day, it's easy to block the notch here, Crawford Notch, and up here at the traffic light and limit access to this area. But the U.S. government actually came in and saved this hotel at that time. Mr. Stickney, when he built this hotel, my favorite quote of his was, "Gentlemen, behold on the damn fool that built this place," because he knew he built it at the end of that era. The other ones did not survive. The Mount Washington is the one that endured. And what happened in '44 was the U.S. government came in and removed all the furnishings and contents of the hotel, threw everything out, and brought in and redid the entire hotel. Started painting over all the walls, all the mahogany doors, over the glass. Everything was painted. As they would say, the Queen of England always thought that everything smelled like French white paint, because that's what you would do. They only painted the front of the hotel because that's all that showed up in the newsreels. But they came in and refurnished the entire hotel. And
for that conference?
Just for that conference. They put, almost $1 million into opening up this hotel because it could house the number of people that would do it. I can go really deep on this, but there's some great stories. Really the major personalities here are Lord Maynard Keynes and Henry Morgenthau. So why did they choose this location? Once again, there wasn't viable air conditioning at the time. Lord Keynes' quote was, "For the love of God, don't make me go to Washington, D.C., because we will all truly perish," because of the oppressive heat along the Potomac. People come up here, and look at me. I live in a house that's about 1876. I have no air conditioning. You just open up a window, put a fan in the window, cools down in the evenings. There's maybe two days out of the summer where I really regret not having air conditioning, but that's what people came up here, was locally sourced produce, cool evenings. Obviously, when we look at the ballroom, you can open up the transoms, cool down the ballroom in the night, and then close everything back up, and it'll be somewhat comfortable for a large number of delegates to be in that room. The other